Hello everyone, so today I'm going to talk about a requested foundation review from a subscriber of mine. Hello, I hope this would be helpful for you and I'm able to answer all your doubts or questions with this foundation. So I have now the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This is the Dewy foundation, so they have their original and this is the Dewy, and in the shade soft beige, light medium. So now I just see now that it's a warm, that's why it's a bit too yellow on me, but yeah, you'll see how it would look on me later. And I think she didn't really specifically ask for the Dewy version, she just said I think about Wet n Wild foundation. And when I was looking for the Wet n Wild, I did buy the original one, not this version, before. I didn't like it and it was too dark for me. I think I bought the golden beige, something like that. But I looked for reviews and I think I saw a lot of Asian wearing the soft beige, and I thought, okay, maybe this would match me. And when I was searching, I just accidentally saw a Dewy version of this and I was so excited because this is what I look for foundation. I normally like glowy, dewy, and yeah, light, illuminating kind of foundations. So yeah, without further ado, here is my review over this foundation. So now we will apply this foundation without primer because I will not go out today, and with brush, because I think I did use first my hand and maybe sponge, so, and also with concealer today, so you will see how it would be combined with that. So I will just shake it. Because it has no like pump, it's a bit hard to use it, so I'll just normally put it on my hand here and then try to spread it. So I just did my normal morning skincare routine. So, and then oh yes, the brush. So I'm using the Wet n Wild, I think this is stippling brush. I like this more, or I can probably, no, it's dirty. Okay, I'll just use this. It's also blends okay, although I noticed it already. This is not, I thought it would be really like hydrating because it's dewy kind of foundation, but it's not really. I feel like it's like almost matte. So if you see here, it did cover a bit my redness but not totally, so I'll just add more because I feel like it's not enough. Take the nose part here. And I will also use concealer, so yeah, it's still not, even if you layer it, doesn't look so heavy on the skin, which is good. So this is how it looks. On camera it looks a bit like it's dewy. I do like this more with the brush. I see more the dewy effect, unlike I think the finger or sponge. So yeah, this is how it looks. I'll just finish the other side. As you see, after I applied it here, this part is a bit powdery looking already, and I didn't even like set that yet. So if I set it, it will even look more like cakey. So this is what I noticed about this foundation. It looks like, it doesn't look skin-like, it's a bit like heavy looking on the skin, and you also feel it like it's not light. Like when it dries down, I feel like, yeah, it's like, it's like a bit, it's not really not hydrating feeling. It feels like a mask that when it's dried down, like you cannot move, or like your skin is a bit frozen. No, not frozen, like a bit it's hard to stretch it, like it feels like that. Like yeah, like I have a mask on, so it's weird. And yeah, I thought this would be better than, I did try their like original one and didn't like it. I gave that away and it was too dark, the one I chose as well, so I don't have it anymore. But this is, yeah, it's not really a formula that I don't really like because it's not hydrating. I feel like this would be great for even oily skin, because my dry skin, it's, yeah, it feels not really, it feels tacky now. That's what I feel. So yeah, we will see how it looks later after a few hours. But yeah, I will not set it because it looks heavy already. So yeah, I'll just finish my face, I know, and then we will try to combine it with the concealer. I'll try to use this L'Oreal, or no, this Maybelline Instant Eraser for this, but this is also not hydrating. Probably in the other side I'll try like the Kosas, because this is really like a heavy like heavy formula as well. And I'll try to blend it first. Now this is really, because this is also like so matte. I noticed with this concealer out, as you see, it's really matte looking now. In combination with that, I'll try the Kosas. I don't want it to be so matte because my face is already dry already. Normally I don't like matte formula. I'll just use the Kosas, I think. Although I noticed this is not really a perfect shade for me. When this is done, I will get the lighter shade. But I do love this. This is also very hydrating formula. I just don't like the smell of this. Oh, even this concealer looks matte. It didn't help. My face is totally matte, so that's why I don't want to set it, or else it will be too drying. Okay, this is more hydrated looking compared to here. You see, it's on camera they look the same, but in person this really looks so dry. So it does combine good with the concealer, which I'm happy about. But yeah, it really looks, this combination, I feel like I have a heavy makeup. That's what I feel about this foundation. This is really medium to full coverage. So if you're like me who wants sheer to medium coverage, you will not like this. So yeah, this is really, I really feel heavy on my face. So yeah, I'll just finish my face and we'll let you see how it looks later. So this is how it looks after I put all my makeup. So until now I still feel that it's really like a heavy, like tacky feeling. And I used powder bronzer today. I used from Dior. I will link my review here. I just recently reviewed that, and yeah, I'm glad that it didn't, even if I applied the powder bronzer, my foundation didn't lift. So because I feel like it set itself, that's why it didn't move, it didn't budge, even if I applied blush and yeah, concealer and anything like that. And yeah, as you see here, I didn't even set it and it looks powdery here already. I still need to cover this, but yeah, it did cover a bit my blemishes, but this, as you see, it still looks red. There's still like the redness here, you see. I still feel like it's not as light as what I'm used to with other foundations. So yeah, this is how it looks. I will see later. I think I remember when I did check in of this, when I applied it the other day, it did look better, not that heavy anymore. And I think some parts already looks a bit dewy, or like, yeah, not as drying as what it looks just newly applied. But yeah, we will see later how it looks. But I did remember it did photograph well. It didn't had a flashback, so it's good. So it's good that it can be combined with a concealer. It didn't look like it's bold up or anything like that, so it can be combined good with other concealer, which is great. So yeah, this is the finished look. Yeah, it's just too drying for me, that's why I don't really like this foundation. So this is how it looked when I just freshly applied the foundation, and yeah, as you can see, it really looks a bit heavy or like thicker than the normal foundation I love. So this is how it looks around 10:49, so almost 7 hours after. I feel like it looks better. It's not that heavy looking anymore, and it did look a bit, yeah, it faded nicely. And this is, I took a photo with a flash, so you see there's no flashback. And now this is the day that I tried this foundation with a sunscreen and also a oil primer from the Lila B. When applied with the hand, I feel like it blends better, and it has better coverage. So yeah, it's just I feel like it covered more, and the coverage is a bit better when I applied with the hand. It did blend easily, so as you see, it almost covers already all my imperfections compared to the other side. And now I reapplied it with another layer to cover the redness or any imperfections, because I didn't want to apply concealer that day. So in this side I use a sponge. So what I noticed is with sponge, it's really like almost sheer coverage. So compared to the other side with when I use my finger, it's like there's almost no coverage with the other side. See if you compare them. So I try to reapply it to cover the redness or my pimples, but it's still really light. So comparing to the other side, I prefer the side with a sponge because it's more like skin-like looking, and yeah, I feel like it looks more natural that way. So if you want to look at sheer, it's better to use a sponge. So I try to reapply it again to cover more imperfections, just to see if it will build up good to fuller coverage. Even if I reapplied it on the other side still looks thicker than the other side. So when I finish my look, I noticed that it looks really powdery even if I didn't set it. So that's why I don't really like this effect, because it dries down and it looks like powdery almost. So yeah, that was my application with this foundation. So I hope it was helpful for you. So for the description, it says, a Dewy foundation. Your favorite foundation has just had an update. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation is the glowing foundation your makeup bag needs. The weightless, hydrating, silky formula sinks into the skin for a radiant coverage that lasts all day. So I don't agree with the weightless, because you would really feel it. I don't also think it's not hydrating for me, and it's also not a silky formula, certainly. The buildable formula makes it perfect for tailoring to your makeup look, whilst it blurs imperfections, minimizes the appearance of pores, and evens skin tone. So it's vegan and cruelty free. So they said it did even out my skin tone, but the pores, yeah, a bit. It did minimize the pores. I don't see that my pores that much. So yeah, but it's not weightless at all. You would really feel it. And yeah, it's one of the, I think this is the heaviest formula I've ever tried for a foundation. So yeah, I will try to let you see like my check-ins and how it looks after the end of the day. I did remember that it did look better during like at the end of the day before I showered, so it's not that heavy looking anymore, which I like with foundations, that gradually it would be like, yeah, I feel like some of the foundations, like after a few hours, it looks like how I want foundations to look, like dewy, like really glowy, and yeah, just illuminating kind of effect. So I did notice that with this, but when it's just new, freshly applied, it's not, it's really, I really feel the tackiness, which I don't really like about this. And the scent, yeah, it's a strong scent. I remember the foundation I tried with this, it's this strong as well. And yeah, this has a spatula, I'm not sure how you call this, so this is a bit annoying. I prefer it if it was a pump, but this is like a black no, a glass packaging, but here is plastic. Yeah, and it's a bit bulky, so if you, yeah, it's a bit, yeah, compared to the other ones, this is a bit bulky and really heavy as well. So yeah, and they had, I'm not quite sure how many shades. I will look. So online I see now they have 6 shades, and this is the second lightest shade if I'm not mistaken. And normally I'm never that light with the other foundation, but the first shade I was really contemplating if I get it or this one, but when I like placed them side by side, it looked like really light on me. It's like an ivory, nude ivory, I think. So I just opted for the soft beige, but I feel like this is much more yellow toned on me, although now I notice it does match a bit better, because I felt like when my first application it felt too yellow. But I will show you how it compares with my other foundation, so we will see if it's almost the same with other shades. So like my other foundation reviews, now I tried to compare the one I will review every time with my other foundation shades. So this is how it looks. I just watched it. So this is, for a moment, I'm not sure. Okay, this is the Wet n Wild one. It's not focusing. So this is the Wet n Wild one. So compared to the MAC, this is my MAC NC25. So MAC is much more, yeah, lighter and cooler toned, and this is more warm. They're almost the same, but this is just warmer toned. And this is the Bobbi Brown. So as you see, the Bobbi Brown is even warmer compared to this. So this is lighter than the Bobbi Brown. And this is the Laura Mercier. So Laura Mercier is also warmer side and a bit darker than the rest. Yeah, and now I see that's dark. And this is my Dior 2N. So this is neutral. So I noticed my skin is more neutral, and this really matches me good as well. So if you compare this is, yeah, almost the same as the NC25, but a tad warmer. So yeah, it's weird. Like these are my like foundation shades, but they don't look all the same. So yeah, if you're wondering, this is how it looks. So if you're wondering what I'm wearing today for makeup, for my eyes and my blush, I use the Romand, I think this is Shell Nude blush, and then just the shimmery eyeshadow from Natasha Denona, I think this one, on the lower like lash line. And I use a brown eye pencil from Carewise on my upper lash line, and for my lower lash line is the Mercier, the first gel liner in the shade Rosy Burgundy. So just like the rosy kind of effect. Then for my lipstick, I use the Milani matte beauty lipstick, but it looks the same as what I wore yesterday, so I combined it with the Sunnies face lipstick in the shade Nudist, so it looks a bit different, so I don't look on the same all of my videos. So yeah, that was my review over this foundation from Wet n Wild. I hope it was helpful for you, especially to the one who requested this. I noticed with drugstore foundations, it's hard to find an exact match on me. This is almost there, but not quite. I did buy 2 other drugstore foundations because someone requested it, but I even bought another like second shade with the other foundation I got, and it still didn't match me good. So it's a bit a struggle for me to find the exact shade, so I cannot really suggest a specific shade because I felt like still doesn't match me good, but they look okay. But for me, it's not really the exact shade that I'm looking for, and it's hard to buy every time, and then it doesn't match me. So I will just wait when there's 50% off, and I might try the other shades that I think might match me. So with this foundation, it's not really something that I feel like I should keep or continue using, because I don't like the formula. It's a bit heavy for me, and yeah, it's not something that I'm excited to use. I'm happy to use, so that's why I don't really like this. Even though it's dewy, it's not hydrating, it's really mattifying, and it's a bit heavy for my liking. So that's just my observation and how I feel about this foundation. So yeah, if you find this video helpful, please give this a thumbs up. It will help my channel a lot, and if you could consider subscribing to my channel, it will mean so much to me. And if you have any requests, just let me know, and I will try to make it possible for you. And yeah, if you have any questions, I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, if you find this video helpful, please give this a thumbs up. It will help my channel a lot. And if you could consider subscribing to my channel, it will mean so much to me. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.